Hello, everybody. This is Brad here, Dr. Brad, and 40-day way. This is the daily vlog that I'm doing in August, and today is August 3rd, so this is my third day of the vlog, which I'm going to do for 40 days through September 9th, every day for a little bit. And today I'm in my front yard in my flower garden. Planted these flowers here a few months ago with the intention of I wanted to see one thing. I wanted to see some hummingbirds. These flowers I planted were supposedly wildflowers that would attract hummingbirds, and guess what happened? Just this week, I've seen some hummingbirds out here. It took months for it to happen, but it did happen. It's really a cool thing to see hummingbirds out here. Really, my home office window is basically right there, so I can look out my office window and see them hummingbirds doing their thing. That's a lot of fun. So that's a plan that I made that came to fruition. And that's what I want to talk about for a little bit here today. And my thought with you is plans, implementation, and fruition. My son and I, my 19-year-old son and I, had a good conversation today about planning. He recently has bought 2 paper planners, and he has been taking an awful lot of time to design the structure of these planners to accommodate his life. He's a college student. He's getting ready to go back off to Indiana University here pretty soon in a couple weeks. And he has a lot of things going on. He works at a job at a local Kroger store, and he has classes, and he's time with his friends and other things that he's doing. He's also planning his tithing schedule, his money, and his spiritual life. He's planning those things are all implemented or all entered into his new journals that he's doing, his planning journals. He's got 2 of them now, and he's doing some interesting stuff with that. So I'm really happy and proud of him for planning his life out. And that's going to help structure his life in such a way then that he can implement some things, his classes, his spiritual life, his finances, all that kind of stuff, in order to then find fruition in his life in whatever is the thing that's going to be the outcome of that, whether it's good grades or saving up money for something he wants to buy a car or something like that. That'll happen. I'm sure that it will. But it has to do with planning, implementation, and then the results of that, the fruits, the fruition of your planning. You got to have all of those. And so just like my flower garden here, I had to work on it. I had to till up the ground, plant the seeds, and so on, make a plan, get it done, and plant the seeds. And then the fruition came many weeks later, actually, when I finally saw what I wanted to see, which is a hummingbird. How cool is that? So that's what I want to share here today in my life, that I've been trying to do some more planning. And by planning, I mean, write stuff down. I've got a planner that I use as well. And part of what my plan here for this 40 days, for instance, is to vlog for 40 days and to vlog on the video on Facebook Live to get a little more experience doing this and to start to put the framework on my 40-day way course that I'm working on and my 40-day way podcast that I'm working on, and to do that. So that's what I'm about. Get the plan together. And what I'm doing right now in terms of actually doing it is the implementation piece. Actually doing it, actually hitting the record button for things to go out on Facebook Live and on the YouTube channel that I have. And we'll see what happens. The fruition, I believe, will come down the road, because I don't really expect a lot of views or a lot of impact immediately on these initial shows that I'm doing. But I think it'll come down the road if I am consistent. That's another piece of this, being consistent. So that's my encouragement to anyone who hears this, is to plan, implement, and then be patient, and the fruition will come. But you got to be consistent with it. You got to implement. You can't just think about things, talk about things. You got to do it. You got to take action. That's one of the 4 things that I say in my course here, which are so important. You got to have discipline to do things, on a regular basis. You got to love. You have to have emotional peace, draw on a higher power, which you talked about yesterday. And the 4th thing is take bold action. You got to do all those things. It's the planning and the implementation, then good things will happen. So that's what I wanted to share here today in the 40-day way vlog. And here on August 3rd is have a plan. The Bible also says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you prosperity, plans to prosper you, the Bible says. So it's a God thing, and it's a you and me thing. We got to believe that, but let that implementation of God's plan in our life happen, and good stuff's going to happen. I believe it. I believe it. I got some pretty flowers back here. I really do. And I've got hummingbirds. I wish I had one right now to show you, but I'm sure it'll turn up later on, tomorrow or something. That's it for right now. God bless. Take care, and we'll see you next time on the 40-Day Way.